Hey, got another vlog here. It is nighttime. Well, I mean, not really nighttime, but it is pretty dark out because of daylight savings. I wanted to talk about something, and I don't want to take credit for this, but I might as well go ahead and take credit for it. I'm just kidding. But what am I going to talk about? Let's talk about Game Exchange. What about Game Exchange? Well, my friends, a couple days ago, or whenever I made that video, I made a video about... Uh-oh, somebody have a wreck? No, their car is smoking. But I made a video about reproduction cartridges, like game cartridges, and why, and I like want people to buy more reproduction cartridges, because then it'll hopefully battle against eBay sellers to sell their copies cheaper. And I'm sorry if you can't really see me too well, which is fine. I mean, all you need to do is just listen to my voice. Other than that, you're just watching me drive. So yeah, I made that video about reproduction cartridges and why people need to buy more of them. Well, I just went to Game Exchange a couple hours ago, and my main goal was to, well, I mean, I didn't really have a main goal. I just kind of wanted to look around, see what they had. Maybe they had some good Super Nintendo games or Nintendo 64 games. But whenever I walked in, I noticed they had a DS Lite charger, and I was needing one because I fixed up a DS Lite that my girlfriend had, and I was gonna replace the shell on it and replace the digitizer on it. So that was stressful. And she didn't have a charger, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just get a charger online. And no, I didn't get it from online, because I like to buy stuff in person because I have it with me. Other than that, then it's just gonna sit in my my wish list, or my shopping list forever. But I finally bit the bullet and got one, and I got something else. What is that thing that I got? And that would be Pokemon Fire Red. I've been thinking about getting a Pokemon game for the Game Boy Advance, but I want to kind of figure out which one I wanted. And I was like, well, you know what? I want to go with Fire Red. And of course, somebody might go, oh, you should go with Ruby. But, you know, it's my choice which one I choose. But I was sitting there looking at the Game Boy Advance games, and they had them in the glass case, because the glass case is like their special, really expensive games or accessories. And I looked in the Game Boy Advanced section because they have some Game Boy Advance games in there. And then of course next to it is, like, on top of the counter, they have like these like tubs full of like DS and 3DS and Game Boy Advance games. So I was like, alright, well, I'll take a look at them. And I saw one game in like the tub that I wanted, but I kind of like backed out because I was like, nah, I don't want that. And then I went over to the glass case section and be like, okay, let's see what kind of like really like good games they have in there. So I'm looking at the Game Boy Advance section, and of course they have their Pokemon. And then I saw, like, on the Game Boy Pokemon Yellow Special Edition, or Special Pikachu Edition. I was like, why does that look wrong? Why does that look off? And I was like, I wasn't going to question it too much, because I already have Special, or a Pikachu Edition, Pokemon Yellow. And I'm actually playing it right now. And I was like, alright, whatever. So I continue looking, and I'm like, oh, they have like Kirby, and I was thinking about doing something with a Kirby cartridge, like just changing it up a bit. And so I'm like, okay, well, I don't see any prices on here, so I'll go to the counter and ask. So I go to the counter and I ask, okay, well, how much is like Kirby and the Amazing Mirror? She tells me, and then some other games I was interested in. And so I was like, okay, so I was kind of like putting together my thoughts and be like, all right, well, I'm definitely gonna get the DS Lite charger, and I might get Yoshi's Island for the Game Boy Advance. So I go to the counter and I'm like, okay, I want to get, because I have to unlock the case, and I was like, all right, I want to get a Yoshi's Island. And he's like, all right. Well, then the lady who had told me the prices for the Game Boy Advance games, she was like, oh, wait, never mind, forget what I said, those are all reproductions. I said, all of them are reproductions? And she said, yeah, I forgot to tell you, they're all $20, all reproductions are $20. Our company is making us sell reproductions. And I said, oh, okay. And I was kind of upset because I was like, oh, well, I really wanted a real copy of Yoshi's Island and like the other games that I was other games I was really wanting. And I said, okay, well, if they're $20, then I might as well go ahead and get a reproduction Pokemon game. So I decided to go with Fire Red, and so I only got one Game Boy Advance game. Next time, like whenever I get paid and I like sort out like, all right, well, I need to prioritize my money with this and this and this, I might go back and get another reproduction. I'm gonna try to get a reproduction game of Kirby, because I want to swap out the cartridge shell with a translucent pink shell. And I'm doing that because my girlfriend's DS is translucent pink, and it looks really cool. So I'm gonna do that. I kind of wanted to, you know, like, oh, well, I want to have like a matching game with your DS. Score some extra boyfriend points. Even though I'm probably going to be the main one playing the DS. So yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get Fire Red, and I can't wait to play it. I don't know when I'm going to play it. Maybe I don't know. I still want to kind of play some more Special Pikachu Edition. I don't know. I'll think about it later. But yeah, that just like kind of reminded me of my video that I had just made about like, I hope people buy more reproductions, and maybe this will be the starting point of people buy more reproductions. Because there's a lot of people that still play Game Boy Advance, all these other games that you can't get unless you emulate or buy a really, really expensive copy. So I mean, if I wanted to buy literally any Pokemon game, it's going to cost me a lot of money. Like I was over in GameStop today because my girlfriend said they were having a sale, and they were having a pretty good sale on stuff. But I went over to the Pokemon section for the Nintendo Switch, and like they had some good sales, but I was like, I kind of don't want to buy them just yet. So I'm gonna hold off on that for a little bit, because I want to kind of do just a little bit more research on other Pokemon games. I'm not like the headmaster of knowing all Pokemon, so I'm not somebody that's played it as a child. I kind of like mocked it as a child because I was like, oh, this is just stupid. I didn't really understand it. But then as I grew up, I was like, oh, actually, Pokemon's pretty cool. So that's like those people who like mocked Minecraft, and then there was like the Minecraft craze, and everybody just started liking Minecraft, even the people that said they hated it. So I'm kind of like, I did go through a Pokemon phase, and I actually did like remember so many different Pokemon names, and I was able to like just like look at some some random Pokemon, but I know exactly what that is, and I would say the name. But I don't really know too much. I just kind of like played the game, and that's about it. I didn't beat it. I first started playing Pokemon Red, and I first started that on the Virtual Console on the DS, or my new 2DS XL. So yeah, I'm trying to get more involved into Pokemon, just playing different Pokemon games, and like kind of like learning a lot about just stuff. So I am a little late to the party, but I'm not like, you know, I'm not like old or anything, so it's not like I'm super late to the party. I still have time to learn about this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about the Fire Red. And you know, there is like a big part of me that wishes that I could have gotten an authentic copy, but you know, I want to enjoy the game. And heck, I still could have just played the game on my DS. I mean, I have every single Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy game on an SD card. So I could have just sat there and played on my DS, but I kind of want to have a physical copy. And you know, what better way to do it than reproduction for a good price? But yeah, that's basically about it. You know, I'm really hoping that this is the start of excuse me. I'm really hoping that this is the start of people buying reproduction so they can enjoy the game without spending a shiny penny. But yeah, that's about it.